proudly introduce my wonderful son, Sean Farrell, to speak.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the best part of any speech, adjusting the microphone. How is everyone? Good. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my mom and everyone that helped her put this together. And we want to thank Portland Medical for sponsoring this. So I'm Sean Farrell, Patty's oldest son, and I'm proud to be here today. And I was 13 when my mom was first diagnosed with breast cancer. And I tend to think of my life in two phases: before she had cancer and after. And I remember the day that she was going to find out, being in school and seeing my classmates going about a normal day, but something was different for me. And this was a few years before I had a cell phone, so I had to keep running to the payphone between classes and calling my dad, and he kept saying, "No news yet, no news yet, wait and see." Then I found out right before my last class, and I remember one of my friends coming up and slapped me on the back like it was a normal day. He didn't know. But something changed that day, and I guess the simplest way to describe it is that I lost my innocence. I'm not saying this to invoke sympathy or pity or commiseration, but to make the point that cancer is eye-opening, and to a child of my age at the time, world-altering. And my parents did their best to protect myself and my brothers from anything like that as long as they could, to keep our innocence as long as possible. But it's not possible to do it forever. Everyone is going to have a moment like that, whether it's cancer or something else. It's just inevitable. And it's a hard-hitting and important moment in one's life. No matter the manner in which it happens, it's inevitable, but it's okay. And I think that anyone that has dealt with anything as powerfully impactful as cancer, be they a patient, a family member, has the same stunning realization that this is happening to me and it's real. And it's a low moment, as quite a few people here could probably tell you. And cancer is an injustice, make no mistake. I wish no one and no family had to go through it. But having been through it myself, I know that it's important to celebrate any small victory or any little moment, no matter how seemingly insignificant they might presently seem. One story that comes to mind for me is when my mom she was nearing the end of her treatment, and it was Easter time, and she still didn't have any hair. And she was in Salt Lake staying at my aunt's house where she did her treatment. And so for Easter, we decorated her bald head like an Easter egg. And I think it was important for us to have that moment. And there were others along the way. We got to go to a Utah Jazz practice, and I got to meet my favorite NBA players, just me and them, and that was great. And, there were little moments along the way that we needed, and that's one that stands out. That's my message today, is that cancer is a frightening disease, but we can't let it change us for the worse or rattle our character. We have to keep doing the things that we would normally do. It's important to carry on. And I've known firsthand the havoc that cancer can wreak. But I've also known the wonderful things that survivors and current patients have accomplished, and how people can come together and find astonishing inspiration despite difficult circumstances. I'm certain I'm not the only person in this room that understands that. And human beings are tremendously resilient and capable of amazing things, and I think the fact that we're all here gathered today is a testament to that. And in particular, the thousands of women facing this disease each year, and all the survivors, deserve a round of applause, and I'd like to pause for a moment and just give them one. We often discover the depth of our own character when we're facing daunting adversity. And I want to leave you with that. Keep that thought in mind. And it's true. And we're all capable of that. And now that I've sufficiently subdued the room, I want to conclude with one final sentiment and then a toast. I believe a cure is on the horizon, and sooner than we may think. But in the meantime, we must make the best of the situations we are dealt. But all of my experiences tell me positive things can come when we stay true to our own character. Now, please raise whichever beverage is in front of you in joyful defiance as we demonstrate cancer can't splinter our character. Thank you.
Thanks, honey. That was wonderful.